Hello and welcome to MAFT UK. Tonight we're going to be looking at some bite alarms. I've had a set now for about three years, 3.5, maybe a little bit more. Not quite sure exactly when I got these. I've really enjoyed using them. I thought they were really good budget alarms, but unfortunately they have started to die on me. And it's time for some new ones. So I went and got some ATTs, and they're fantastic. Bloody expensive. So let's have a look at the older ones. Let me show you what I liked about them, how they used to work. As for the ATTs, yes, different kettle of fish altogether. It was either going to be Delkims or ATTs. A friend of mine's got a set of ATTs. I really like them. I like the look of them. I like the way they do business. And in the words of my missus, don't the Delkims look a bit old-fashioned? Well, perhaps that's not the right way to look at purchasing an item, but hey, okay, fair enough. You can't really judge alarms by how they look, but there you go. I mean, I was sort of halfway, maybe 60% over to ATTs anyhow, and its adjustability and its adaptability and personalization that you can have with the ATTs, which I really liked, and that's what I went for in the end. A little bit cheaper too, but I am very happy with the product. I've had them out a couple of times now, and yeah, they've been good. So let's have a look at the TMC Bite Alarms that I had for over 3 years. We'll go through some of the things. So here we go, the TMC Bite Alarms. Now then, 9-volt battery goes in the rear, like so, colour coded, 4 alarms, 1 stubby receiver. Now then, quite a lot of options going on. Usually I just use the runner on the side, but basically a quick example of these in working. That's just with the single LED. Press that button. Now you get either a backdrop indication or run, backdrop, and you can have it with Nightlight Function as well, so you get everything on. And the indication on your bite alarm. So quite adjustable, tone up and down as well. I'll give you an example of a different tone. Maybe not that one. There we go. Drive you mad, don't they? So let's have a look at the functions on that one. There we go. Like playing the violin, only very poorly. So there you go. That was my TCMs. And you're asking me now why am I changing? They seem to work perfectly fine. Well, that one doesn't. It's not a flat battery. It just went. This one, red. Where's Mr. Red? Come in, red. That decides to every now and again not go off on a run, so you can have line playing out and it won't indicate, so it can be a little bit frustrating. This happened a couple of times with that one. So I think really after 2 or 3 years, sorry, 3, maybe 3.5 years on the bank, and plenty of winter sessions and plenty of time being out and about, I think they've come to the end. So I'm not going to get rid of them. If someone like my son or someone wants to come with me doing a session, I'd rather take a couple of rods out and a couple of alarms with me, and then take my ATMs out as well, so I use them on bank sticks. But I'm afraid their days are over. I've had it with these. They start faulting on me, and I can't really justify or rely on them if they're going to start intermittently showing me bites or just conking out on me. But it's a shame. I wouldn't have bought any new bite alarms if they'd have just kept going as they were, because I did have a little bit of a soft spot for those budget alarms and they lasted me quite a while. Fortunately, it's time for them to go. So there is my playful dog pod. It is handmade, stainless steel, second, maybe third hand even, from a local shop. I think I paid 40 quid for it. It's heavy, yes it is. I like that it keeps everything on the ground. It's never tipped over where other stainless steel ones that I've been out and about with have, and not off my rods, but I've seen other ones go over, some really expensive ones. And yes, it does lack in a little bit of adjustability. That is a shortened version. It will extend longer and it will go higher, and these feet do extend, but it is really a sturdy piece of equipment, and I do like it, and I don't think I would swap it, and I don't really want to buy a new one. And you know, most of my equipment that I bought for carp fishing was second hand, and I rarely bought new equipment. A very good pod. I do like it. I think it was worth every penny of the £40 I spent, and not only that, I'm going to be fishing with the guy that actually made that inadvertently soon. We're all going to Eric Willow's up near Leeds for a 3-day session up there, and he's going to at the same time, and he's a friend of a friend of a friend, so I'll get to meet the guy who made my pod. So there you go, the happy or playful dog pod. Just to point out a couple of things, on the bottoms here we have solar isotopes on chains. I have isotopes on the ears. I will show you a close-up of those now. This system is totally customizable. Is that a word? Customizable? Well, if it is, I did it. I changed out the wheels on the inside for less sensitive wheels. They have to travel at least 10 millimeters before they will register a bite. Point to note with these do not make a noise. These are silent alarms, and if that breaks, you can't hear nothing. That is one of the downsides, but I still like the system. Okay, let's go for it. So, take your cap off. Now turn it on. So although not completely dark, it is getting dusk, and you will see you can see actually quite clearly in this camera the baby isotopes, or the mini isotopes, showing out quite well already. Let's have a look at yeah, they're picking up quite well already in this light. So let's go for a bite, shall we? There we are, we've just had a little knock. You can quite clearly see they're quite bright, and why I like them. And there you go. So when you're finished for the day's fishing, all you got to do that's it. And if you didn't want to buy the lanyard, which is understandable, you may have one free anywhere in the house, you can actually get this little stool which drops into, and you can sit it in your you can sit it in your bivvy anywhere, or on top of your mate's bivvy next door. So there you go. So there you go, just one more thing to mention. The ATTs, you can program up to 10 alarms. So if you're on the banks and you've got a guy next to you, your mate next to you is fishing away and he's got the same alarms, and your receiver breaks or something goes wrong with it, or you can't get the batteries in, or some other issue, you can actually tune in your bite detectors to his ATT alarm set quite easily, and it means that you still have bite indication or bite sounding whilst you're on the bank, whilst you get yours fixed too. So it's always a good thing to remember that. So there you go, thank you very much for joining me. Next time we see you, we'll be on Willows Lake. Should be a good long video, that one. Hopefully I'll get some pictures of me bringing fish out of the water, otherwise it's going to be a very long boring one watching everyone else catch fish except me. That's not so good, is it? So thank you for joining me, see you soon, bye bye.